On to a big breaking news coming in. The BMC has given itself 2 more days to get rain ready. Remember, today is the day BMC's self-imposed deadline to make Mumbai rain ready, and that has ended. And we've been constantly doing a ground check on the progress of the road repair works across the city. But the BMC claims 80% road repair work has been completed so far. This is the latest that we're getting to you, that the BMC, the civic body of Mumbai, has extended its deadline by 2 days. Disha Shah, who has been tracking this, gets us more details on the phone line now. Disha, the civic body has extended its deadline by 2 days?
Yes, that's right, Amita. Of course, 2 days, that is what BMC has asked more to make the city rain ready. Of course, this will be the 17th deadline being missed in over the course of 5 years. And of course, this year alone, BMC has missed 3 deadlines. And now this is the 4th deadline. So, of course, what today BMC claimed is that they have completed more than 80% of the road repair work, and the remaining 300 roads that we were talking about that are still yet to be repaired, they will be kept in a motorable condition is what BMC claimed. And on the trenches part, what BMC again claimed as per their latest data is that almost 90% of the trench work is done, and also desilting of nalas, 90% of the work is complete. So the remaining 10% of the work they will complete in another 2 days' time, and that is why they need these extra 2 days. And of course, when asked about fining contractors, because clearly this was the self-imposed deadline that is being missed by the BMC. May 31st was the deadline. So now they have extended it by 2 days. Of course, what repercussions it will have on the contractors, to that the additional municipal commissioner Sanjay Deshmukh responded saying that they will be fined. Of course, 2 contractors have already been fined. So, of course, we'll have to wait and watch as to after 2 days what is the situation on
But
ground.
tell us this, Disha, the BMC claims at this point that 80% work is completed so far. But our ground report says otherwise. You have covered this, and you've noticed that 300 roads are yet to be repaired.
Absolutely, that is the question that we have taken up, of course, to the BMC Additional Municipal Commissioner Sanjay Deshmukh, and he said that 300 roads is a huge task to complete, and because of the quarries issue, because of the lack of raw material issue, it couldn't be taken up at least in this monsoon. So they will be left in the motorable condition and will be taken only after monsoon. But of course, a ground check, reality check, of course, has a different picture altogether. In few areas, in few arterial areas, major roads are still under repair. So, of course, we will have to see that what the situation is after 2 days.
All right, Disha, many thanks for getting us those details. That is a big breaking news coming in on Mirror now, that the BMC has extended its deadline by 2 days. Remember, May 31st was the self-imposed deadline. Now, this is the 17th time the BMC is doing this. In fact, Disha also caught up with Sanjay Deshmukh, the additional municipal commissioner of the BMC. Listen in.
Thank you so much for talking to us on our channel. So my first question to you is, every year BMC receives flack from the citizens, be it bad roads, be it bad potholes. But now this time around, how BMC is better prepared in terms of road repairs and in terms of trench work also?
First of all, with respect to the trenches, we have stopped giving all permissions for new trenches, and whatever trenches that have been dug, they will be filled in latest by 2nd June. Most of the trenches are already filled in. However, we are taking review. If the work is still going on, it will be closed within the next 2 to 3 days. As regards to the pothole issue that we experienced last year, we have identified with the help of our ward officers the spots where we have seen potholes in large numbers. So instead of catering only to the spots, we have decided to repair the entire stretch. And these stretches were divided into 2 categories as priority 1, where we had found potholes in very large numbers, and priority 2, where there were potholes but not in very large numbers. So out of the 110 priority 1 roads that we had identified, 103 roads are already completed. Entire stretch is completed. 7 work are still going on, and they would be completed within the next 3 to 4 days.
So in terms of percentage, in terms of trench work, and also in terms of road repairs, how much percentage of work is complete as on 29th or 25th of May?
With regard to priority 1 road and the project roads, almost 100% work would be completed. With respect to priority 2 works, because of the Model Code of Conduct in force, we could not float tenders during that period, and since we had to float tenders and finalize and complete all formalities, the work orders could be given only by end of April, and therefore the period that is normally required to complete this kind of work was not available with the contractors. Therefore 90 roads have been completed so far, and all the remaining roads that are still undergoing would be kept in a moderable condition. All these roads where we have issued work orders but the work has not been started, the same contractor would keep the road in a good moderable condition at his own cost during this period also.
So May 31st was the final deadline given to the contractors by the BMC, but now of course you're saying that in another 2 to 3 days time BMC will take to ensure that the city is rain ready. So in such circumstances, does this mean that it is yet another extension by the BMC?
No, 31st May deadline was for the trenches. As far as road work is concerned, there are different timelines for different roads because it depends as to when the work order was issued and the time period was given. Sometimes it was 60 days, 90 days, or maybe 6 months, or even some works also go up to 2 seasons. So it will depend on the time period of each and every road. So I cannot say that all roads were to be completed before 31st of May, but however this is a deadline we had imposed on ourselves. And with the help of contractors, we are able to complete almost all the roads in priority 1 and project roads during this time period.
Owing to this, anything that nalas that the BMC is going to pick it up in the coming few days as well, because flooding is the main problem that the city faces every year. It's a daily occurrence.
As far as desilting is concerned, the desilting work has been done as per schedule and in enough quantities also. What now you see is the floating material mostly. And floating material keeps coming due to high tide from various places, and as you would have also experienced that many times people dump their garbage and which is mostly including plastic into the major nalas, minor nalas, or also into the rivers. That is causing problem. But the fact is silt is removed. However, floating material you may see at some times. As per the plan we have undertaken, 60% work of the total quantity is to be undertaken before monsoon, and 20% work is also undertaken during monsoon. So even during monsoon, if you find a floating material, that would be again removed and the nalas would be cleaned, and it will be ensured that there will be smooth flow of water so that there will not be any waterlogging.